Hi, everyone. Today I wanted to come to you and talk to you about the fourth phase of water and why this is so important to your health. Again, my name is Caroline Ware. I am a natural medicine physician here with Healing Blends Global, and we are in a series talking about just lifestyle changes that my husband and I have made over the years. He has a genetic disorder with the sickle cell. And then I also have an immune disorder, autoimmune disorder. But over the years, we've just been able to live a healthy lifestyle. We've been able to do things without medications. We've been able to live well, even with some of these so-called, diagnoses, at least for me. Um, but anyway, so today I wanted to talk to you about structured water or fourth phase water. So this is really foundation for why we do certain things in our lifestyle and why a lot of the so-called health nut lifestyle things really do work for all these years, such as juicing, is because it creates this fourth phase water, this structured water, this EZ water. And so let me explain to you what that is. So Dr. Gerald Pollack and his team at the University of Washington have found that water isn't just liquid, gas, or solid. Remember when you learned in grade school that it was either there's three phases, you're either in a liquid phase of just regular bulk water, or it's a gas, which is steam. You can get it really hot and it'll steam up. Or you can turn it into ice. There's three phases of water. Well, actually, it looks like there's a fourth phase of water. And this explains why we are made up of two-thirds water. And when we cut ourselves, our blood doesn't just flow out of our body, right? It comes back. It doesn't just come out, right? If you were to, let's say, puncture a water balloon, the water just flows out. Well, why doesn't that happen to our body? Because the water in our body is not the same bulk water as everyone thought it was. It is this fourth phase water. It's more of a gel, but in that gel, it's also electrically charged. It has a negative charge. It's very electron rich. Again, remember in grade school, we learn about electrons and protons. Well, in regular water, you have H2O, which just has, electrons and protons just kind of chaotic, just kind of together. Well, in this gel-like substance, and let me share my screen with you. Here we go. What's happening here is that it's actually not chaotic. The water in us is very structured. That's why they started using the term structured water. The water in us is very structured. So this here, you can imagine a blood vessel, or you can imagine a cell wall. And the water in our body likes hydrophilic surfaces. So, like I said, a blood vessel or a cell wall, these kind of membranes. What happens is the water gets very structured, and all these negative charges start lining up. And then they kind of push the protons out here, these positive charges, which creates, doesn't this look like a battery? If you look at a battery, you have a negative and a positive, right? It creates a charge, an electrical charge, a current actually in our body. And this is what is helping our blood flow. It's what's helping our lymphatic flow. It's what's helping move things throughout our body as well. Your heart can't do all of it. So we have this charge that's built up in our body and it helps things flow. So this fourth phase water, this structured water is so important just to the flow of our blood, just to the flow of our lymphatic drainage, right? And that's very important. Many of you guys come to us with sickle cell disease, right? And my husband talks a lot about hydration and why it's so important. But it's really more than just hydration of bulk water or regular water. It's really hydration of this structured water that helps move the blood. Okay. Now, I also want you to understand is that inside the cell, Okay, so that's more extracellular is where that flow is coming from. But inside the cell, let's pretend this is inside the cell here now too. And this is a cell membrane, or it's a mitochondria or something like that, or it's a nucleus. And you have all these negative charge. There's another image, I just can't find it right now. But if you see inside of a cell, you'll see way more negative charges than you'll see on the outside of a cell. There's a lot more negative charge. In fact, they found that a healthy cell has a negative charge of between -60 and -90. And then an unhealthy cell has only a negative charge of -20 to -30. So, this structured water, this fourth phase water, this gel-like water in our body is so important to not only the flow, but also for allowing the cells to be nice and plump. It's allowing everything inside of the cell to function at its optimal. It's allowing these proteins to fold and do what they need to do. So it's really important, this water. Before, scientists, we used to just think water, I mean, who really thinks about water inside their cell, right? And we weren't thinking about water. Now, this also goes for plants. And I think I had alluded to in a previous video about we're a lot like plants with the sunlight, okay? Because they also are filled with this structured, easy water. The plants, if you think about a plant, it's coming from, let me stop my screen share real quick. It's coming from the water is coming from the ground, right? And their water potential, their flow needs to go up. So how else is their water going to go up out into the leaves and nourish them? Well, they need this electric potential as well. They need this charge to let the water go up, to flow upward against gravity, right? So plants are filled with easy water. They're filled with this structured water as well, and it's vital. Now, what causes this water to become formed, as they found that the sun, the infrared light, the sun for plants, right? The sun gets the plants gets the sun and the infrared light, and it turns it into this easy water so it can go up and out into its leaves. But then for us, actually, our mitochondria creates infrared light. It's called a biophoton, and it creates that light. And that also helps charge our cells, and it helps create this structured water. So we can get the infrared light from the sun, but we can also get it from inside of us. So light is very important, and we have light inside of us as well, creating this structured water, creating this charge, creating this health, this vitality. This is what traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine has been talking about for years. It's that chi, it's that charge, it's that life, it's that prana, right? This is what we're talking about here. So, how do we increase this charge? How do we keep our blood flowing? Well, Dr. Pollack's team, so let me go back to sharing my screen. Dr. Pollack's team had done some research on seeing what's going to promote the easy water and what also diminishes the easy water. There's things in our environment that also diminishes the easy water too, and we want to stay away from those things. So here's a study that they had done, and I'm just going to show you the end results. But what they did was they looked at health promoting substances, right? So they looked at holy basil here, Tulsi tea. They found that with holy basil, it will cause more structured water. Okay. Then they also found probiotics create more structured water in the body as well. They found coconut water, rich in potassium, sodium, chloride, carbohydrates, all that stuff. But coconut water really increases the easy water as well. Turmeric, even aspirin, low dose of aspirin they had found as well. But then they had also looked at glyphosate, and we had talked about glyphosate in a couple videos ago. about how it's disrupting our microbiome, but glyphosate also is just diminishing the easy water in our body, the structured water, this negative charge that we want so bad. So there's just another reason why it's so important to eat organic and to stay away from this glyphosate. Okay, so it really diminishes. Um, they just kind of go on to explaining that, you know, there's reasons why herbs, juicing, if you think about juicing, when you're juicing a vegetable, you're right there. That's the best way to get easy water right off the bat, is because you're drinking the easy water, the structured water from the plant when you're juicing. So juicing's been around for years. For years, juicing has been around. Well, it's because it's increasing. It's so health promoting because it's increasing that structured water in your system. So, what else is going to increase the structured water? They found grounding. When you put your feet or your hands, your bare feet and bare hands in the ground, you're also getting the electric charge from the ground and you're able to produce more easy water. Sunlight, like I said, infrared saunas will produce more easy water in the body. What else did they find? I mean, really, just if you're thinking about just anything health promoting, this really is the reason why it's health promoting, is because it's creating this structured water. But then the things that are bad for us that are reducing is this in toxic environment. So they found Wi-Fi actually reduces the structured water. They found that anesthesia actually reduces the structured water. So what's the takeaway from all of this? So we know that structured water is important in our body. We know that we want our cells to be nice and healthy and filled with electrons. So what's the takeaway from all of this? And that's what I want you guys to get, is that I want you to be able to look at your day-to-day routine and see where can you add more structured water into your routine. So one of the things that I did, one of the things that my husband did, is we started juicing more again. We know it's healthy for us, but sometimes juicing can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Um, but we really made it a more of a priority. Or if we were out and about and then we needed to get something, man, we looked right towards the local juicing place, the place that does their freshly pressed juices, instead of like running in and getting a soda, which isn't going to give you any kind of easy water. We're going to grab a juice instead. Another thing that I can share with you is that my son, who plays baseball, he the baseball fields are filled with these 5G towers. And every time he's out there on the baseball field and there's a game at one of these parks that has a tower right by, he always comes up to me and he just says, "Mom, I'm so thirsty. I can't get enough. I'm so thirsty." I know why that's happening. I mean, this Wi-Fi radiation is just taking this structured water out of him. So, something that I can do, something that you guys can do if you see that, or if they're at school all day long, I make sure that they get coconut water or get some kind of a fresh vegetable juice afterwards, or they go and ground themselves afterwards just to replenish that structured water again, because our environment is just so toxic. I would also say that like even negative emotions will reduce your structured water. Now that's my own experiment. But I believe that we also are reacting to things to that sort. But we had talked about fluorescent lights. And that also is going to reduce the structured water. So look at your environment. This is what I want you to do. Give the takeaway is look at your environment. Are you getting sun? Are you getting good, healthy light? Um, are you drinking enough just plain water, water with minerals? Are you drinking any juices? Do you ever go into a infrared sauna? Things of that sort, and just see how you can promote that. So again, it's really good for that blood moving, that lymphatic drainage, things of that sort. So stay hydrated. And just take a look at your environment. And please leave a comment below. I'd really like to know a little bit more of what you found. Did you find this helpful? Not, there's plenty of videos about Dr. Pollock. So I also implore you to please like go on and look to see, what else you can find out there. But yeah, leave a comment below. And then again, if you like this, please subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. But that's why I love herbs. I love that we do herbal therapy here at Healing Blends because these herbs are not only are we going to give you that antiviral or antibacterial or, herbs have so many things that they can do. But here's another one. They're promoting structured water in the body. And I just find that absolutely fantastic, and I love it. I love what God has set up, and I just love that I'm able to share this with you. So, again, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. All right, take care.